I used to believe that honesty was the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. But the night Leora laughed at me, something inside quietly shattered. We were cramped together on our tiny couch in the apartment. She was absorbed in her phone while I tried to voice something that had been gnawing at me for months, concerns about her ex, Rowan. She insisted he was just a friend, despite the late-night texts, surprise calls when I was there, and his constant presence, a shadow she refused to acknowledge. When I asked for some boundaries, I recalled, she laughed like I'd said something amusing. "I'm not cutting Rowan off just because you feel insecure," she said, flashing a teasing smile. "He's just a friend, older. Stop being so dramatic." That word, dramatic, landed harder than any shout ever could. I didn't argue or fight. I simply said, "Okay." And that single quiet word changed everything. Because that same week, life opened an unexpected door. An email arrived with a six-figure job offer from a London firm. I had applied months earlier without much thought, and somehow, I'd been chosen. I stared at it, wondering how Leora would react. Pride, excitement, shared dreams. But her laughter, her dismissiveness, her loyalty to Rowan over me, quickly steered my choice. I accepted the offer silently. I told no one. I quietly began preparing documents, travel arrangements, slowly untangling my life from hers. Living under the same roof while already halfway gone felt strange, yet lighter than I had felt in years. 2 weeks later, the final blow came. I came home early, exhausted and hungry, to find Leora humming while packing a dinner box. Her rosemary chicken, the dish she used to make for me when I was low, was sealed with a sticky note for Rowan, a black heart drawn on it. I froze, unnoticed. That night, she served us leftover meals, silent about the lunchbox. I didn't mention it either. The quiet between us deepened, thick and suffocating. 3 weeks passed. My flight was booked, my new flat in London ready, half my belongings in storage. She didn't notice the missing books, the emptiness of the drawers, or the subtle shift in me. Perhaps Rowan occupied her mind. Perhaps she assumed I'd always be there. Then came the night everything surfaced. We were getting ready for bed when a knock came, impatient and loud. Leora frowned, confused, until a familiar voice called her name. "Rowan." She rushed to the door, leaving me in the hallway, listening. He barged in, sharp-eyed and tense, demanding explanations about the day and her avoidance. "Did you tell him yet?" he asked, almost casually. "Tell me what?" I interjected. Rowan continued, revealing that she'd been spending her days at his place and confiding in him about her frustrations with me. Leora went pale. "Stop," she whispered. "Just say it." "You want out," Rowan pressed. Her gaze flicked to me, searching for a lie that wasn't there. I didn't yell or argue. I simply walked to the closet, pulled out the suitcase I'd already packed, and stood there. Leora's voice cracked. "I'm leaving," she whispered. "I'm not leaving," I corrected softly. "I left weeks ago, just quietly." "London?" she asked, voice trembling. "For my new job," I said calmly. The room fell into silence, even Rowan stunned. "You didn't tell me," she murmured. "You made it clear which feelings mattered," I replied. She stepped closer, pleading. I snapped once, firmly, at Rowan to stay out. Leora broke down, tears spilling over, and reached for me. I stepped away. "You cooked for him?" I asked quietly. She hadn't even realized. That small gesture told me all I needed to know. I wheeled my suitcase out the door. Neither of them followed. 2 months later, settled into my new life in London, I received an email from Leora. She confessed she finally understood the boundaries I had begged for, admitted Rowan was not the friend she thought, and expressed regret for not treating me like someone worth keeping. I didn't reply. Some endings don't need closure.